All right, hi everybody, and welcome to this video. So spring is upon us, right? So it's April 21st, 2023 when I'm recording this. It's actually kind of an overcast day, and I felt a little under the weather today. So I was like, let's go to a garden center. And so found some really cool plants that I wanted to share with you. And as the title suggests, this video is going to have pink, blue, red, and yellow plants. Most of which are actually, the whole plant is that color, or at least some of the plant is that color. So which one to start with? Um, so, we'll start with the pink one. Start with pink. I think this is so beautiful. I'm just gonna set it down here. There's a little table. There's a little table there it's sitting on. So this is called a Sun Sparkler Dream Dazzler Sedum, it's a sedum, or stone crop is another common name for it. And I mean, look at that. Look at the pink. Look at that pink. I mean, very seldom do you see such a vibrant, bright pink like that. And like, that's really, really beautiful. I mean, it looks like a flower, and that's just how it grows. I was researching and reading up on this plant, and I watched some YouTube videos about it. And apparently, this specific cultivar is really good at keeping the pink color. Whereas a lot of variegated plants often revert to the original form, whereas this plant is supposed to really hold the pink color well. Which, as you can tell, I mean, like, if you look up close, some of these offshoots are actually completely pink. I mean, there's not even any green in the stem. That just looks out of this world, doesn't it? So, sedum is really cold hardy, so you can grow it, I think it was zone 4. Let me check the tag. Yeah, zone 4. So, and it's like down to minus 34 or something. So, super, super hardy plants. And I mean, sedums also are known to live for a very long time. If you take care of them properly, they can actually live to about 20 years, or even a little more than that, if they're taken care of well and in a nice sunny spot. You know, they don't really, this is like a full sun plant. You don't want to be planting this kind of thing in the shade, which is true for pretty much all stone crops or sedums. And they'll keep this pink color a lot better if they're planted in a full sun spot. So yeah, so this is the number one. This is the pink one. Wow, I mean, that's just so beautiful. I just love nature so much, and it's so cool to like gardening to me is like a celebration of the diversity of life. And life is just so diverse on this planet that, I mean, if you can't find something that you love, I mean, that's on you. I mean, because there's so much beauty in this world. Like, look at that. Like, oh, it's so pretty. So yeah, this is the sedum, the Sun Sparkler. I'll show you the tag there. If you want to pause it for a moment, there's the text for it. But yeah, this is a super awesome plant, and I would recommend any type of sedum if you're into gardening. Sedums they're super resilient. I mean, like, they can also go through drought. The way that their leaves are, they super hold on to water. So once they're well established, they're super, super drought tolerant. Oh, sorry, I'm just looking at it in the camera there, and I'm just like, it's so pretty. Like, I'm so glad I picked this. All right, so what's the next one on the list there? Let's go to blue. Let's go to blue. It's over here. I gotta go over here. Now, these are not expensive, but they are not hardy. They are not hardy. But you can find them at pretty much every garden center. It's coming out. It looks a little purple there, but the camera is like purplifying it, because in real life, these are like some of the bluest flowers that you can find out there. And don't worry, I'm going to tell you what they're called. I'm going to tell you what they're called if you haven't guessed already. I'm just putting, we got 3 of them. So I thought I would place them. So it's a nice little, you know, little backdrop there, or foredrop, whatever you would call that. But, these are lobelia. And lobelia are more of a tropical plant. If you lived in like maybe a zone, I think it's like 8 or 9. Oh, it has a tag. It has a tag. I didn't think this one had tags, but does it say on it? It says its hardiness zone is 32 Fahrenheit, but like plus, right? So it's not cold hardy at all. But they're really inexpensive. These were only $3 each. So we got 3 of them. See, woo! And I'm gonna plant all 3 of them in like a flower basket and make like a basket out of them because they are tropical. So there's something that you'd have to buy every season because they don't come back after the winter. Whereas that pink sedum will come back every year for like 20 years. Like, but I love blue flowers, and so I had to include this. So we got the sedum and the lobelia. So what's the red one gonna be, right? Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna switch the camera angle and I'll take you over to the other side of the sun porch. Okay, so we're on the other side of the porch now. This Japanese maple, this is a Bloodgood, and I know it's not looking super red. I mean, it's red, but I mean, it's a completely like overcast day. Okay, so I mean, yeah, so it would look much redder if it was in full sun. But so yeah, Maestro says hit the lights, and Tristan there is going to shine his torchlight up close on the leaves so that it lights them up, just so you can see the color better. And I mean, like, that's a really nice color. Like, imagine that it was like sunlight coming in and doing that, like in the early morning, or more backdrop is good. Yeah. But they're very red, and so this is a Japanese maple. It's called Bloodgood, and it keeps this red. There are some variations to the Bloodgood cultivar, so you really do want to make sure that you don't have one of the like seedlings that have been grown. You want one that is an authentic Bloodgood that was grown from seed. It will hold the red color all through summer. They are known to revert a little bit, like down here. You can see there's some green in that leaf, but that's because this maple was grown. I kept it in the porch over the winter time, just so that it would actually leaf out earlier in the season, so we'd have a little bit, a little earlier spring show. Plus, we also got this Japanese maple for half off in the fall time, so that's a good suggestion for any of you that are interested in Japanese maples. They can be kind of pricey, but if you go in the fall time, you can sometimes get them for as much as like I said, 50% off, which was super awesome. Half off this, and it's a Japanese maple. It's super pretty, super red. They are known, if you plant them in too shady of a location, that they can revert a bit to green, but super nice. I would definitely recommend this to anybody. I mean, it throws in a splash of color into your garden, and I mean, they're not a super big tree. They stay fairly, like they're very ornamental tree because they're very compact, and most don't get very big. Some can grow quite large though, like 20 feet, but most stay within like 6-7 feet, and they don't grow very quickly either. So if you wanted to keep one of the larger varieties small, you could do so with just trimming it. But yeah, super red plant, really like it, and I would recommend it to all you guys. This variety is called Bloodgood. Alright, so here we have the last plant. This is a Chamaecyparis pisciflora nuitcatensis. I'm just kidding, it's a cat! It's Timber! He's a good boy. He's gonna be my little video guest star. He's a good boy. He was a stray cat that found a loving home and he was very aggressive, and I'm so happy that we were able to rehabilitate him. Like, he knows that we love him and that we care for him, and so he doesn't bite and scratch. Like, he hasn't in like almost a year or something, like, which is pretty awesome. So it's Timber. I call him Timber because whenever I pet him, he always timbers over and rolls around on the floor. But yes, to the actual plant. Okay, I'm outside now, and are you ready for the grand reveal? The grand reveal of the yellow plant, which this is not a flower, people. This is actually like a plant. It's called Golden Mop Cypress, and wow, I mean, like, isn't that just like the most beautiful color? I mean, it's hardy down to like zone 4, and heat tolerant up to, I think it was like zone 8. So if you live in like the tropics, then you can't grow this because it gets too hot. But it's super cold tolerant, so you can grow it in lots of places that get pretty cold. And yeah, it's a golden mop cypress, and yeah, I don't know what more I can say about it. I just think it is so beautiful. It does like acid soil, or like more acidic soil. So I live on very clay soil, so I'm gonna have to amend the soil quite a bit. With peat moss, what was it called, like pine bark soil conditioner. Yeah, and just mixing that into the soil, will help the plant to do better, and also giving the plants holly tone, like slow release holly tone to help acidify. The plant also does best to keep its yellow color if it's planted in a full sun location, which it is in this current spot. I was actually just going around the garden and trying to pick out somewhere where it would look nice, and I think it would actually look really nice as a standalone plant with the green of the grass. It gives it such good contrast with the yellow. So yeah, there's this park that me and Tristan always drive by, and they have some of these, and I'm always in awe of how yellow they are. So Tristan was like, why don't you just get one, because you're like always like adoring it when we pass by. So we did, and yeah, I'm glad we did, and I think I'm gonna plant it here, and it's gonna look awesome. So yeah. Right, and I wasn't gonna do any more plants, but I was just walking in the garden, and I thought, like, this is really beautiful, so I should share this too. And you know what? This can go under pink, because I did promise pink. And this plant with pink flowers is called, you can either call it like a squeaky plant, because if you rub the leaves together, they squeak, or its more botanical name is a geum, like Geum. And it's super pretty, and I mean, it's only April 21st, and I mean, this is all growth. Like, I planted this last year, and it's just so cool to see all this new growth coming out of the ground. Like, I mean, and this one right here is a heuchera. I figure I can include this too. It's a pink heuchera. I think it was called Berry Smoothie, and planted that last year too, and so that's all new growth popping out of the ground. Yeah, the garden is doing awesome. Spring is here. Yeah, and we got some daffodils. Those are yellow, so those can count under the yellow category. And there's also some yellow sedum. This is called Angelina. Not Jolie, it's just Angelina. And this is a sedum my mom gave me a few years back there, and it's one of the original sedum stone crop, and it's such a vivid, nice green. It really gives nice, pretty contrast with the yellow. All right, so this is a hydrangea, but I'm not going to talk about the hydrangea because they're really slow to grow in the spring. And look at this. This is actually, I planted this last year, and it went through winter, and this is its normal growth. Like, it's called a coral bark Japanese maple, and it gets pink bark, but the leaves are like a bright chartreuse green, and they're super, super mini. Like how big do you think those leaves are? Sorry about the focus. Now I'll put my thumb in for scale. Were you thinking they were going to be that small? I mean, like, they're as, like, the size of my thumbnail. Like, I just love this plant. I thought it was so cute. And, you know, it has pink on it, so I figure I can include it. And there's also pink tulips. I got this in a batch from Vessie's, which was called Perfect Purple. And it has a blend of a whole bunch of different colors. None of them really seem that purple to me, to be honest. Like, if I show you down the row, these are all the ones that were in the Perfect Purple blend. And yeah, so there's a bunch of variations of colors, some that are still soon to open and bloom, but I thought I could include pink tulip because I did this video as I promised some pink plants, so isn't that beautiful? And then for the blue ones, we can muscaria, or muscari, or also known as, what was it? Grape? Something grape. I'm trying to remember. Sorry, that has slipped my mind at the moment. Grape hyacinth? I think it was something like that. Grape hyacinth. But they're so cute, and I just love them. I think they're so pretty. Muscari. And a pink tulip. I was just going around the garden, seeing if I could find any more of the colors that I promised, and I didn't think I had any more, but this is called an Ingrid rose, and it gets such a beautiful flower in the summertime that's like yellow with like hot pink, and it's like all mixed together colors, but this is the color of its foliage in the early spring. I just think that's so cool. Ingrid rose. Alright, so that's pretty much the video. You know, give me a like if you liked this video there. And there is actually one more pink plant that I thought I could share with you guys. And so I'll show do pot in the dishes. Those are clean dishes, okay? There's a few dirty dishes, but we're focusing on the middle there, okay? On the pink plant. And it's called a Tradescantia. And it looks a little weird, I will admit, like if you see all the, like, it's a little lanky, but that's kind of just how the plant grows. And this was a plant I got at Walmart 3 or 4 years ago. So this is a plant that, so if you don't have a lot of garden space, but you want like a pink plant, go to Walmart or you know, garden centers and look for this pink variegated Tradescantia. It does very, very well as a houseplant. Not a lot of houseplants can handle the really dry air, but it seems to do just fine. Beside it, I actually have an ivy that has a white variegation, white cream variegation, very, very pretty. And this is a ficus that I think we got at like a Home Depot, and we've had for about 2 years now, and it also does really well in the dry conditions of the house. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention those few. I hope you enjoyed this little video there, and happy spring 2023. Bye!